recession is coming if it's not already here. There's no doubt to that. And on top of that, if you are going to be a new entrant in the job market, then this entire process of job hunting might get scary for you, especially if it's the first time that you are out looking for a job. But not to worry, I'm here to help you out. Believe it or not, but there's no denying the truth. LinkedIn is the new job search platform these days. So let's get you a job through LinkedIn. Welcome back. My name is Bani Singh. Let's get started. And do you want to get an edge over others on the entire process of studying and settling abroad? Right from the beginning, when the thought pops in your head that you want to study abroad, continuing to the journey of living abroad. Do I hear a yes? Well, if that's the answer, then subscribe to the channel. Now let's get ready for the job hunt. Now, before you start using LinkedIn to get a job, you have to do one thing before. Well, what's that? You have to get yourself a LinkedIn profile. Stick to the end because in the end, I'll be sharing a social ranking tool for LinkedIn where you'll be able to analyze your performance, your profile on LinkedIn, as well as compare it to other members of your same industry. You need to complete all the sections that are available on a LinkedIn profile to make sure that your profile is up to date and up to the mark. Start with your professional headline, but please, no cliche titles like ninja this, guru that. Until and unless you have reached a level that you have actually earned that title, please stay away from those titles because those sound fishy and those do not make your profile look genuine. Have your location and industry listed so that people can search you by your industry and your location. And internet these days is all about keywords and algorithms. So make sure that you stay on the right side of the algorithm. Now let's come to the summary. So in the summary, you can tell a story about yourself, mentioning your past experiences, your future interest in which you would want your job to be in, and your skills, your strengths, the problems that you have solved in the past. So make sure to use that space to highlight yourself. Fill your work experience section and your educational qualifications and make sure that you highlight the work that you have done which is relevant to the job that you would be looking for. You would find that there is a certification column, so if you have done any certification courses, that is the best place to showcase those. In the accomplishments, make yourself stand apart, showcase what you have done and what are the problems that you have solved, what are the accolades that you have won. Make sure to use that fully to your favor. Now, did I mention about the profile picture on LinkedIn? Well, that is really important. And have a profile picture because if you don't have a profile picture and you send a request to someone, I bet 99% of the time you are not going to get accepted. I won't accept a LinkedIn request without any photo on the profile picture until and unless I know that that person is someone who I really know and is just one day into making his or her LinkedIn profile. And please remember that this is your LinkedIn profile picture, not your Instagram dazzling picture or your WhatsApp scintillating display picture. So be professional and show your personality, but by being professional. Have a smile on your face, that works wonders. This was the easy part done and dusted. Now let's get to the difficult part. That is the recommendations. Do you want to know a secret on how to get a recommendation without even asking for it? Well, here's the tip for you. Be generous in life and carry that mantra to LinkedIn. Give recommendations to people who haven't even asked for them. For example, you work with a colleague and you really like that person's work, so don't hesitate to give that person a recommendation on that particular aspect. Then sit back and relax because good gestures are bound to be reciprocated in one way or another. And when you give that person a recommendation, that person might also remember the use that, oh, this is also one feature on LinkedIn, and I might also give a recommendation to, well, you or some other person, and the chain would flow and you would benefit out of that. And if you want to try another thing, then you might be straightforward and just ask for the recommendation recommendation from your manager or from one of your colleagues that you worked with. And majority of the time, if you share good relations with that person, and that you obviously will keep in mind while asking for the recommendation, so that person will very likely give you the recommendation. Well, by doing all these steps, you just completed your profile. But is your work done yet? No. Now that your profile is completed, it's time to move on to step number 2. And step number 2 is the connections that you have on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, the quality as well as the quantity matters. Quality matters more, but quantity also matters to an extent. Suppose you are on Instagram and you have 10 followers and you send a request to someone completely unknown. You have no mutual friends. What's the likelihood that that person will accept your request? The likelihood is almost negligible, same as on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, if you have 10 to 20 followers, so it's not bad if it's just your day one, but I'm talking here about the period when you have established yourself on LinkedIn and you are going to send a request to someone else out there. So make sure that you have a good chunk of connections on LinkedIn. If you're a master's level student or if you're working, then it's good to have that 400, 500 plus connections, because by now you would have known these many people. Some of those connections would be from the people who have sent requests to you. So it's good to have that number. I know it sounds like a number game, but it is not. I'll tell you why. So what happens when you have to send a connection request to someone, and if you don't have anyone who's mutual to you or shares any connection with you, be it the same school that you went to, be it the same company that you worked for, so it kind of gets difficult for that person to accept your request, because there's nothing in common between you two and you just seem to be a random stranger out there on LinkedIn sending a request to another random stranger. Now that I've told you that you have to have a certain number of connections on LinkedIn, let's talk about how to grow your network and who are the people that you should be sending out the request to. Start with your classmates, because they also need some connections to grow. Number 2, if you worked in a company or are working in a company, send your connection request to your colleagues. This way also your connection grows, and obviously they are going to accept your connection request because you work in the same company. Okay, now that you have exhausted your classmates and colleagues, who do you turn to? It's your social club members. Connect with people from your social clubs, be it the reading club, the volunteer group that you joined, or the sports club that you are a part of. Because this way, you will have people from different backgrounds on your LinkedIn and you will move beyond your industry, which is very helpful in case you decide to do a job switch or you just come up with some side business that you can help others with. Number 4, don't forget your friends and family. This might sound weird to you. You might think that, oh, if I need help from my dad or my aunt, I might just ask them. But being connected on LinkedIn with your family and friends gives you the visibility that you might have been blind to if you didn't add them on LinkedIn. Because this way you might know that your aunt knows someone that you are willing to help, or they might be willing to help you, and then you can just ask your aunt to introduce that person to you and you are good to go. Number 5, have connections on LinkedIn that you are willing to help. It's not just about seeking help from others, but also reciprocating that and giving back to the platform, giving back to the society. So also have some people on LinkedIn that you would like to mentor or give guidance to. By keeping in mind these 5 categories of people that you can have connections with on LinkedIn, I'm pretty confident that you would get a good start for your connections if you are just a newbie on LinkedIn. Now let's talk about quality. If you are new to the platform and you want to grow your connections, you also might be receiving requests from other people. Just don't blindly accept all the requests, because quality also matters. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 connections on LinkedIn and none of them is useful to you, or you are useful to none of those. Now that you have your profile set up and your connections, you might be thinking you are good to go. But hold on, there's one more step, and then I'll make another video that would be part 2 of LinkedIn, where I'll tell you how to reach out to people to get the job that you want. So stay tuned for this one last point. Third and the final point is engaging on the platform. So you do engage on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. So it's equally important to be engaged on LinkedIn. And let's talk on how you can get that engagement flowing. You can start small by commenting on other people's articles or congratulating them on their new job positions. So these are small steps that you can do. Another easy thing that you can do is to share someone's articles which you found interesting. Not just randomly share any article that pops up on the feed, but do read the article, and if you find it interesting, share it on your feed and tell people what is that interesting element that you found, because just sharing it that this is the thing out there, read it, people, that won't do. Be thoughtful, show that this is what you have got from the article and that's why you are sharing it, so that other people can also gain that knowledge. Oh, there's one another thing that I remember that you can do. So recently, one of my classmates did this, and I really appreciated that because it was a post about some event that students can attend if they are interested in going into that industry. So that is also very thoughtful of letting your network know that there's this opportunity that you can attend, so that everyone can get that benefit. Those of you who already use LinkedIn would be aware of the fact that there's machine learning and artificial intelligence, and whenever there's some post about a new job started at this company, you have automated responses like congratulations, this, that. But avoid just clicking on that. Don't be lazy. Write 1 2 thoughtful sentences, because everybody knows that those are automated suggested messages, and you have to be a little bit personal because no one likes non-personal communication. Now let's talk about going big and bold. What do? You write an article. So if you are into writing and if you want to share your thoughts with your network, I was going to say pick up the pen, but hop in front of your laptop and type in the article and post it on your LinkedIn profile. Make engaging with the community a part of your daily routine, and you'll get wonderful results. Now it's time for me to keep my promise. I promise that I'll share with you a tool that can help you gauge your performance on LinkedIn. The tool is Social Selling Index, and I'll also put the link down in the description box for your easy convenience. There's part 2 coming very soon. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave in the comment box if you have any other tips that I might have missed, which would be beneficial to all the people out there watching this video. And also subscribe to the channel. Oh, and one more thing, hit the bell icon so that you are the first one to get notified that my video is up. Take care, stay at home, stay safe. Bye.